You're making great progress, Underlord. You'll be back to your old self in no time. Our next target is the citadel of the intransigent dotard, Lord O'Theland. He's a dim-witted sort, and he seems to like marching his troops into an early grave. I'd say it's time to learn about traps. Welcome to the breach, Underlord. This stronghold was built into this chasm to safekeep one of the Empire's inhibitors. With its trained garrison, it's virtually impervious to attack. Fortunately for you, their commander, Lord O'Theland, is a vacuous sort who will throw his troops at your dungeon without strategy or order. I can think of no better time for you to learn how to build defenses for your dungeon. But to do this, you'll first need a foundry. Open the veins of evil and unlock it now. Foundry unlocked. Build one now and your minions will be happy to create defenses for your dungeon. You've discovered a perception shrine. To plan your dungeon, why not use the prophecy spell to clear the fog of war and scout the surrounding terrain? If you're short on workers to do your bidding, cast the Summon Worker spell to create more. However, every worker after your first 5 will lock a portion of mana. If you end up with an excess of workers locking your mana pool, you may dismiss them by dropping them onto your dungeon core. A Chanda has entered your dungeon. A Chanda has entered your dungeon. Attracted by the foundry, this gassy creature will joyfully launch the fetid contents of its stomach to attack. Your other minions would do well to stay a few steps back. Your minions' needs are not being met, Underlord. Build them the basic rooms they require. Open the veins of evil and unlock the Blade Lotus. The Blade Lotus is a spinning flower of destruction that tears nearby enemies into shredded flesh as it pushes them away. To build defenses for your dungeon, you need simply to lay their blueprints upon a claimed tile. Your minions will work to craft defense parts within your foundry, which will then be ferried off by your workers to construct them. Select the Blade Lotus and build it upon the flashing tile.
Fiat voluntas tua sicut in cielo et in terra.
Splendidly done, Underlord. But see how some of your mana has been locked away. These defenses require a small portion of your mana in order to function. You will regain this locked mana when the defense is destroyed or sold. Many of the defenses you build can be toggled between two distinct modes, each with their own effects. Toggle the Blade Lotus by clicking it now. It is payday. A Narling has entered your dungeon. The Blade Lotus can be dropped into a hidden mode, which allows enemies to unknowingly pass over it. The perfect trap for retreating foes. Now click the Blade Lotus again to reactivate it. When active, the Blade Lotus will carve your enemies down to size. Unless you're fighting those stinking dwarves, who will end up pint-sized. Due to its small size, the Blade Lotus is most effective in tight corridors. For a bit more firepower and range, you should consider the Bombard. This defense will launch flaming iron balls at any foe that mistakenly wanders too close, swiftly turning their bodies into broken vessels of blooded mash. Select the Bombard and build it upon one of the flashing tiles to the east of your dungeon core. You do not have enough gold to do that. You've claimed a gold shrine. Bombard complete. The Bombard can be placed into oven. Now that you have some offense, you should wall off your dungeon core to prevent your enemies from sneaking in and destroying it. Build a wooden door upon the... by your hand. In the meantime, you should continue to build defenses to protect your dungeon, adding any additional rooms you desire to diversify your army and improve your chances of survival. it with a second click.
This evil presence shall not stand up to my might. Rally straight forth to assault them, men!
How terribly kind of the nitwit to announce his attack. Prepare to defend the center line, Underlord. Bombard complete. You've identified an artifact of joy. Your dungeon's been breached. Your blade lotus is under attack. Bombard complete.
What do you mean they're all dead? This threat is more serious than I thought. Give me a minute. I shall prepare a new plan of attack to thwart this devil.
Your units have been made happy. Your defenses will gradually repair themselves over time. But to speed things up, drop defense parts onto them, which are constructed in the foundry.
I've got it! We shall attack from the north and the center simultaneously. That should bamboozle this unholy menace.
Scatter their bones for the rats to clean. Not enough mana. Gnarling lost.
Kira's scepter! They've all been bested? Okay, hold on, I'm thinking.
Your defenses will gradually repair themselves over time. But to speed things up, drop defense parts onto them, which are constructed in the foundry.
They'll certainly not expect this trick. Assault the center and the south. They'll never see us coming.
This blubbering dunce could have used a few firm lashes as a child. It's time to pay your minions, Underlord. You have discovered a gateway.
By the light! Have none of you had any training at all?
Your defenses will gradually repair themselves over time. But to speed things up, drop defense parts onto them, which are constructed in the foundry. One of your minions is angry because it hasn't been paid.
Swiftly, troops! Attack all three sides and we'll surely overwhelm them with our might. It's inconceivable that they'll survive this assault. Back thee away, Underlord! You shall not defile our lands with your vile taint!
I haven't had this much fun in years. Chunda is unhappy because it hasn't been paid. Chunda lost. Destroy the inhibitor swiftly. It lies open and undefended, but for that odious blackguard. What a marvelous meat grinder you've constructed, Underlord. Silence has never sounded quite so sweet. Your defenses will gradually repair themselves over time. But to speed things up, drop defense parts onto them, which are constructed in the foundry. Superbly executed. Before we move on, I must warn you, the next inhibitor comes with an unpleasant surprise. Fine work, Underlord. Now that Othilan and his cronies are a dehydrated paste, let's move on with our assault and destroy the final inhibitor.